job creation, technological advancement, cultural exchange, access to resources, and improved communication. Overall, globalization has played a crucial role in driving economic development, technological progress, cultural enrichment, and global interconnectedness, ultimately contributing to a more prosperous and interconnected world.
Right now, we're facing a man-made disaster of global scale, our greatest threat in thousands of years. We don't take action. The collapse of the natural civilizations is on the horizon, and the extinction. The world's people have spoken. Their message is clear. Time is running out.
The increased movement of goods and people across borders, facilitated by globalization, leads to higher levels of carbon emissions stemming from transportation, manufacturing, and energy production processes. The use of fossil fuels for transportation results in the long-distance movement of commodities to fulfill global demand, which adds to the atmospheric buildup of greenhouse gases. Similarly, the use of energy-intensive technology and the combustion of fossil fuels are commonplace in the globalization of manufacturing processes, which exacerbates carbon emissions. Significant changes in weather patterns and rising global temperatures are hallmarks of climate change, which is mostly caused by these emissions. There are repercussions of climate change everywhere in the world, from increased frequency and intensity of natural catastrophes to interruptions in food security and agricultural productivity. Excessive environmental costs accompany globalization, despite the fact that it has unquestionably improved economic growth and connection. The Philippines' water scarcity has complex environmental impacts that affect communities and ecosystems in equal measure. First, less water available puts more strain on freshwater resources, which in turn makes users, including those in agriculture, industry, and personal consumption, more competitive. Due to the increased demand, groundwater is frequently over-extracted, which puts drinking water quality and agricultural production at risk, as well as land subsidence and seawater intrusion in coastal areas. Furthermore, as water resources decrease, fragile aquatic ecosystems are upset, which impacts fisheries and biodiversity. To minimize the extensive environmental effects of water scarcity, our country must adopt comprehensive plans that place a high priority on conservation, sustainable management techniques, and equitable distribution. Pollution is the introduction of contaminants into the natural environment that cause adverse changes. These harmful materials are called pollutants. Pollutants can be natural, such as volcanic ash. They can also be created by human activity, such as trash or runoff produced by factories. Pollutants damage the quality of air, water, and land. Pollution can take the form of any substance and have different causes and effects on us humans and our environment. Water pollution drastically affects aquatic life. It affects their metabolism and behavior, and causes illness and eventual death. Urbanization is there. A large portion of the population migrates to urban areas inside cities and towns. Urbanization involves reclaiming land for structures for a society to transfer to. Industrialization is one example reason for urbanization. Industrial economies need jobs in order to operate their facilities. Another example is globalization. Economies and cultures in a global scale functions from society as cities expand their trade to an international level. Habitat loss defines that the decrease of natural environment of plants, animals, and organisms. One major reason for this is human activities. Examples are urbanization, deforestation, and infrastructure development. Deforestation drastically affects the environment of plants and other organisms. Species may also be affected from loss of their homes. This affects the ecosystem, which in long term be the reason of extinction of species. Resource depletion refers to the consumption of natural resources at a rate that exceeds their natural replenishment, leading to their eventual exhaustion or depletion. This can apply to various resources, including fossil fuels, minerals, forests, fisheries, and water, among others. Factors contributing to resource depletion include overexploitation due to increasing demand, driven by population growth and economic development, inefficient use of resources, lack of conservation measures, and environmental degradation. Resource depletion poses significant environmental, social, and economic challenges. It can lead to habitat destruction, loss of biodiversity, soil erosion, water scarcity, and disruption of ecosystems. Moreover, it can exacerbate conflicts over access to resources and negatively impact industries and economies dependent on those resources. Efforts to address resource depletion typically involve sustainable resource management practices, conservation efforts, technological advancements to enhance resource efficiency, and policies aimed at reducing consumption and promoting renewable alternatives. In today's world, waste management is not just a matter of convenience, it's an imperative for the health of our planet. But what exactly is waste management? It's the process of collecting, transporting, processing, and disposing of waste in a way that minimizes its impact on the environment and public health. Innovative technologies and practices have revolutionized waste management, offering sustainable solutions to our growing waste problem. By recycling and composting, we're not only reducing the amount of waste sent to landfills, but also conserving valuable resources for future generations. Proper waste management doesn't just benefit the environment, it's also vital for human health. From reducing air and water pollution to mitigating climate change, every step towards responsible waste management contributes to a healthier planet. So let's join hands and commit to better waste management practices, because together we can make a difference for our planet and future generations. Large sections of the Earth were once covered with forests teeming with life. These lush ecosystems provided habitats for countless species and played a vital role in the health of the planet. However, due to deforestation, these irreplaceable forests are disappearing at an alarming rate, losing vast areas every single year. One of the biggest drivers of deforestation is globalization. As our world becomes more interconnected, the demand for certain products has skyrocketed. Take timber, for example. Wood is used for everything from construction to furniture. To meet this demand, loggers are clearing forests at an unprecedented rate. The same is true for crops like palm oil and soy. These crops are used in a wide variety of products, from food to cosmetics, but the land required to grow them is often obtained through deforestation. The consequences of deforestation are far-reaching and devastating. Forests are biodiversity hotspots, home to a staggering array of plant and animal life. When these forests are cut down, species lose their habitats and face extinction. This loss of biodiversity disrupts entire ecosystems and has cascading effects throughout the natural world. Forests also play a vital role in regulating the climate. They absorb carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas that traps heat in the atmosphere. When forests are destroyed, this carbon dioxide is released back into the atmosphere, contributing to global warming. The undeniable truth is this: the story of globalization is now intertwined with the story of our planet's health. from the Amazon rainforest to the air we breathe. The environmental consequences are clear, but this story isn't over. We, the global community, have the power to rewrite the ending. By demanding sustainable practices and fostering environmental responsibility, we can forge a future where a thriving economy and a healthy planet go hand in hand. Let's start that new chapter, together,